Finally, we are here. It is the Royal Rumble. We have got a big surprise coming up at the end of this show. I can't wait to show you guys. I did this before in TEW 2020. I liked it. I went with it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Welcome everyone to the Royal Rumble 1993. Welcome to our TEW 9 WWF save from the early 90s, 1993 start. We are finally at our first pay-per-view. It's the Royal Rumble. Let's crack on, shall we? And we kick off with a couple of pre-show matches. Jerry Lawler takes to the ring for the first time in this save, and he takes on Ricky Nelson. Ricky Nelson is one of our, I can't remember if it's the Next Big Thing or the Rising Stars, whatever it is called. I can't remember what it's called, but he's there. I don't really intend to push him, but who knows? Let's see where it goes. But he does lose this match. It's a poor pre-show match. Jerry Lawler got the win in 9 minutes 44 by pinfall with a diving fist drop. 49 wrestling, 30 crowd, 55 overall. I mean, most of our wrestlers, most of our main card are in the Royal Rumble match, or they have matches already. So the pre-show isn't really all that. I mean, almost, you could say I'm almost desperate by putting Jerry Lawler in, and that's not a slant on Jerry Lawler. He's obviously a great worker, great wrestler, but we're not using him as a wrestler. Yeah, so that's kind of that. Next up in the pre-show, the Executioners take on Men on a Mission. This was just to use Men on a Mission. A pre-show bout that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Men on a Mission got the win in 8 minutes 49 when Mabel pinned Dwayne Gill with a dive-in leg drop. Wrestling of 32, crowd of 11, and 36 overall. Yeah, this isn't looking good so far. It is just a pre-show. Basically, they're all jobbers. And then Bob Holly takes on Giant Gonzalez. I knew this would get a poor rating. Giant Gonzalez can't go more than, I think, 5 or 6 minutes, or 4 minutes, possibly. Really, really bad. Didn't really intend to use him at all. I actually put this match on the main card originally, and then I realised I actually didn't have as much time as I thought, and it's kind of a relief because, yeah, I didn't want this on the main card. Pre-show bout that didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling. Bob Holly beats Giant Gonzalez in 4 minutes 43 by pinfall with an Alabama slam. This is probably going to be Giant Gonzalez's only appearance for us in this save. 40 wrestling, 27 crowd, 31 overall. Pretty poor. We've got some gimmick changes. Bob Holly gets an initial rating of great. That's one thing out of this match, I suppose. So the Rumble kicks off, the actual pay-per-view kicks off with our opening hype video. Now, obviously, I wasn't going to include every single wrestler that's on the card, so we just got a few of our sort of big stars, really. Gets a rating of 71, kicks off, yeah, relatively decent. And then we head into the commentary team of Bobby Heenan, Gorilla Monsoon, and Vince McMahon as they open the show. Welcome everyone to the Royal Rumble. And they're going to go into the card. They're about to go into the card. This gets a rating of 73. They're about to go into the matches that are coming up and talk about a couple of the wrestlers, but they are interrupted by the Heartbreak Kid's music. Is he coming out a little bit prematurely, or does he just want to show off? And we get an elaborate entrance from Shawn Michaels. He comes to the ring in a white Cadillac that's got painted red hearts, just like his outfit did at the time, the red hearts with the black lines sort of going through it. That's kind of the design of this car. I just wanted to add in another angle that was just a little bit different, something that we don't normally do. Rating of 71. And then the match, the Intercontinental Championship match, in a bout that had great heat and good wrestling. Shawn Michaels defeated Marty Jannetty in 10 minutes 26 with a sweet chin music after Sensational Sherry interfered. The match was designed so the wrestlers could go all out and steal the show. Shawn Michaels makes defense number 1 of the Intercontinental title. So basically the story here, yeah, Sensational Sherry's interfered to help her man Shawn Michaels get the win. This story isn't over though. We get a wrestling rating of 66, 63 crowd rating, 74 overall, which I am very pleased with. And then post-match, Sherry kind of looks a little bit guilty. I didn't describe what she actually did to interfere with Marty Jannetty, but he's hurt pretty bad. Stabbed him in the eye with her shoe, the heel from her shoe maybe. I don't know. just throwing things out there. He's hurt pretty bad, and Sensational Sherry actually looks a little bit guilty and a little bit, what have I done? This is crazy. Why am I doing this? But before she can sort of think too much about it, Shawn Michaels grabs her arm and just, sort of runs off. Wants to get out of Dodge, as I've written it here, getting out of Dodge as quickly as he can. So Sherry doesn't really have much of a choice. She's being pulled out of the arena. 64 rating. Then we go backstage, where Gene Okerlund is with High Energy, Owen Hart, and Koko B. Ware. And Gene Okerlund says, "Gentlemen, tonight you have the biggest opportunity of your careers, a chance to dethrone Money Inc. and become the new WWF Tag Team Champions." And Owen says, "That's right, Gene. Money Inc. think they can buy their way through every team in the WWF, but tonight they're cashing a check they can't afford." And Koko B. Ware says, "We've been flying high and fighting hard, baby. And tonight, High Energy's going to bring the fight straight to DiBiase and IRS. No Jimmy Hart, no tricks, just heart and hustle." Why Koko B. Ware thinks Jimmy Hart won't be there, I don't know. And then Owen Hart says, "Get ready, Gene, because we're taking those titles to the sky." And Gene Okerlund then finishes off strong words from High Energy. Tag team action up next. Rating 49. Yeah, not brilliant. These guys aren't particularly over, and maybe their entertainment skills. I don't think Koko B. Ware's are great. Owen Hart's might be getting there. The match doesn't pull in a great rating either. A decent match. Money Inc. defeated High Energy in 12 minutes 32 when the $1 Million Man pinned Koko B. Ware with a diving back elbow drop. Money Inc. make defense number 2 of the WWF Tag Team titles. Koko B. Ware was the weak link. Yeah, I don't know where to go really with this team. I wanted to keep it going. I liked High Energy as a kid. I think Owen Hart, I think it suits him to be in a tag team at this stage. Whether Koko B. Ware's the right partner for him, though, I don't know. We'll keep it going for a bit. We'll kind of see. If I can get them both over, things might improve for Koko. But we get 63 for the wrestling, 53 for the crowd, and 57 overall. And one thing I forgot to do with the Shawn Michaels Marty Jannetty match is make a note of people's skills and how well they do, because I'm always forgetting when it comes to the post-show talk. So I do have I don't think I'm going to have it showing on screen for you guys, but I have a notepad to the side where I can write down people who have got certain skills. So IRS got above 71. So did the $1 Million Man, actually. So we'll just note their names down. Just so, as I say, it's irrelevant for you guys, but just so I know who to praise at the end of the night. We're backstage. Sean Mooney is with Bam Bam Bigelow and Tatanka. And he says, "Ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away from what promises to be an explosive encounter. Tatanka versus Bam Bam Bigelow. Tatanka, you've had your eyes on Bigelow. What's your mindset heading into this one?" And Tatanka says, "Sean Mooney, Bam Bam Bigelow shows disrespect everywhere he goes, but I'm going to beat some respect into him. Tonight, the fire of my people burns stronger than ever. Bam Bam, you're going to find out that the spirit of the eagle never falls." Sean Mooney says, "Bam Bam, your response." And Bigelow says, "Mooney, this ain't about spirit, it's about power. Tatanka, you're talking about pride and honor. But when the bell rings, all he's going to feel is pain. I'm going to burn right through him, because I'm the beast from the east." And Sean Mooney says, "Strong words from both men. It's Tatanka versus Bam Bam Bigelow next." So this gets a 60. A little bit of green there. Tatanka struggle when going off script. Yeah, let's head into the match. 64 overall, not spectacular. I always struggle with Royal Rumble pay-per-views because the Royal Rumble matches themselves don't normally get a high rating. So I'm really hoping the next couple of matches, or the Royal Rumble match and the title match, can bring it together. But we get a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling. Bam Bam Bigelow drew with Tatanka in 17 minutes 13, following a double countout. This was our storytelling match. I'm not going to go into details, but basically, someone in the match messes up. Bam Bam messes up. They both go out of the ring. They're both out. They both get counted out. This is a draw. I didn't want Tatanka to lose just yet. I have no intention to give him the big undefeated streak that he had in real life. I think it probably ended around mid-93 anyway, if I remember rightly. But I didn't want him to lose just yet. So yeah, we'll keep this one going. 63 wrestling rating, 60 crowd, and 64 overall. That's pretty decent. And we're backstage again with Sean Mooney, and he stands beside WWF champion Bret Hitman Hart, who's adjusting his shades and holding the title proudly over his shoulder. And Mooney says, Bret Hart, tonight you defend the WWF Championship against Razor Ramon, a dangerous challenger with a lot of confidence. How are you feeling heading into this match? And Bret Hart says, Sean, Razor Ramon's tough, no doubt about it. But he's also arrogant. And that's where he'll fall short. I've fought my whole life to hold this title. I'm not about to let some guy with a toothpick and a bad attitude take it from me. And Mooney says, confident words, Bret. Any final message for Razor Ramon? And then Bret says, yeah. Talk's cheap. Tonight, Razor's going to find out why they call me the excellence of execution. And this one gets a 65 overall. So Ramon is with Okerlund backstage. And let's run through what happens in this one. Gene Okerlund stands with Razor Ramon, who's flicking his toothpick at the camera and grinning smugly. And Okerlund says, Razor Ramon, in just moments, you'll challenge Bret Hitman Hart for the WWF Championship. You've made it clear how confident you are, but can you back it up? And Razor says, can I back it up, Chico? Look at me. The gold dripping, the style, the class. Razor Ramon was born for gold, man. Bret Hart, he's a great wrestler, but he ain't oozing machismo. And Gene says, so you truly believe tonight's your night? And Razor says, believe it, I know it. The Hitman's good, but Razor Ramon, he's better. Say hello to your next WWF champion. And yeah, another 65. These two angles have lost heat for the story. Let's hope the match can bring it through. 80, I'm pleased with that. Yeah, I'm very pleased with that, actually. In an exceptional match, Bret Hart defeated Razor Ramon in 15 minutes 31 by submission with a sharpshooter. So it's defense number 3 of the WWF title. 80 wrestling, 75 crowd, and 80 segment rating. Yeah, I've got to be pleased with that one. Bret Hart getting a 92. I mean, I didn't even note above 90 on my little notepad here. So Bret got above 90. So he'll be getting some sort of praise. Razor Ramon with a 69. I mean, 69 still isn't terrible, but I think that just goes to show how good was Bret. That is absolutely awesome. So there were times when there was a definite lack of psychology on display. That's unfortunate. The storyline gained heat again, though. Okay, let's see where this one goes. We move into the next segment. And this is a 6-minute video package with the Big Boss Man, the Bushwhackers, Lex Luger, Mr. Perfect, Randy Savage, and Rick Martel, as they just cut Royal Rumble promos. I didn't want to have promos for every wrestler, and maybe I should have done a couple of different angles with more in there, but I kind of just really excited to get this one done because what I've got coming up, I think, is pretty cool. So yeah, it gets a rating of 64, nothing spectacular, but okay. The Royal Rumble gets a 75, actually, which I'm really pleased with. I did not expect a 75. So we had, in a bout that had good heat and decent wrestling, Yokozuna won a Battle Royal in 66-44. I'm not going to go through the entire order of the elimination. I mean, basically ignore it. It's not important. During the match, we had the Nasty Boys get attacked by Money Inc. Just something I wanted to put in there to advance that story. But the final 3 were Randy Savage, Lex Luger, and Yokozuna. Yokozuna eliminated Lex and Savage at the same time, kind of like a double clothesline. They both go over the ring. So both runners up, really, Lex Luger and Randy Savage. But Yokozuna has won the Royal Rumble. He will face the WWF champion at WrestleMania. 60 wrestling, 58 crowd, and 75 overall. It doesn't tell you who got all the high scores in a Royal Rumble match. Okay, I kind of understand why there'd be a lot of people. So the storylines that were involved here, they all gained heat apart from Perfect and Doink, which it did advance, didn't gain, didn't lose. That's great. We have a little bit more action coming up. Yokozuna celebrates. Mr. Fuji grabs a microphone and he says, "My Yokozuna propose right now that he not wait until WrestleMania for his shot at the WWF World title. He challenges Bret now. And after a pause, Bret's music hits and he comes out, he appears, and without even saying a word, he's not on a mic, but you can kind of see through, you can lip read or you can hear a little bit through the camera. You want a match now? You want to take me on now? I'm not one to back down from any challenge. I'll face you now. Belt on the line. He runs to the ring. He gives the belt to a referee. He says, come then, ring the bell. We're having this match now. 86 rating. Then we have, in an exceptional match, Yokozuna defeated Bret Hart in 5 minutes 53 by pinfall with a bonsai drop after Mr. Fuji interfered. So, Yokozuna wins the belt. Yokozuna is our new champion. What happened was Mr. Fuji had the salt and threw it into Bret's eyes, and Yokozuna clotheslines him to the mat. Bret Hart still holding his eyes. They sting, whatever. So this is a little bit like what happened in real life at WrestleMania 9, and that's what I was saying in the previous episodes about. There's something you might find a little bit familiar about all this. Done it a little bit different, and we've obviously used different people. But yeah, Yokozuna wasn't going to wait until WrestleMania for his title shot. He wanted it now. That does mean he will need a challenger at WrestleMania. This got a wrestling rating of 85, crowd 76, 70 overall. This is actually much better than I thought it would. Bret getting above 90 again. Yokozuna getting a 78 on this one, so he's likely to get some sort of praise as well. Really good to see. We're not quite over. Post-match, Mr. Fuji and Yokozuna kick Bret down before Yokozuna starts giving Bret Hart the bonsai drop. Bonsai after bonsai after bonsai after bonsai. Bret is out of it. Yokozuna gets up, holds the WWF Championship aloft. He is your new champion. This gets a rating of 64. I'm actually I'm feeling a little bit better about the overall rating for this one. Let's see what we get. 73. Okay, as far as Royal Rumbles go, I don't think that's too bad. It's disappointing to lose popularity in 11 regions, but you know what? I think I've told a pretty decent story there in that show. We've got a new champion, Yokozuna, and he will need a challenger at WrestleMania. We will address the locker room then. Well, Bret Hart has just got to be told he was awesome. Yokozuna has got to be praised for a great performance. And I think I'd like to give Razor Ramon a hug. IRS and Ted DiBiase got slightly better scores than him. But I think, the title match and everything, just give him a hug. Make the speech. Bret Hart seemed pleased. Yokozuna seemed pleased. Razor Ramon seemed pleased. Financial report, 1.2 million. Can't complain about that. Popularity recap. Yeah, we lost a little bit in the US. As I've said before, we've got to get some really exceptional scores. I'm certainly hoping that our next couple of pay-per-views can be better. We do have a pay-per-view in February. It's a lesser event, so it probably won't affect our popularity as much as a major show. But then, of course, it's WrestleMania, which I'm really hoping to put on a decent show for. I'm not going to do the media scrum. I never do them. I hate them. Emails then. Hulk Hogan returns. Not sure what I'm going to do with him yet. That probably gives away a little bit of what I won't be doing for Yokozuna's challenger. Jim Brunzell joins NJ, whatever. Ric Flair's gone. Ric Flair has gone. Drug test fees. Doink the Clown is feeling the effects of a grueling recent schedule. That's a shame. And buy rate for Royal Rumble and the viewing figures for Royal Rumble. Okay, well, that's all good stuff. Yeah, Ric Flair has left. He'll probably end up in WCW. We'll see. Maybe even go to Japan or something. Now, storylines. I was meant to end the Bret Hart Razor Ramon story. I will end that now. So we still have 3 storylines above Hot. So we've got Bam Bam and Tatanka put into a story. That's very hot. Damien Demento and The Undertaker is extremely hot somehow. Mr. Perfect and Doink is extremely hot. Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty is extremely hot. And the Nasty Boys Money Inc. is very hot. We are introducing a couple of other storylines that I haven't put into the game yet because it all relied on what happened at the end of that Royal Rumble. You can probably guess what one of them is going to be. Yeah, so overall I'm very pleased with how that went. I hope you enjoyed that one. It was a little bit different, and as I said, I did this before when I played this mod on TEW 2020. I did it exactly the same, and I didn't do it exactly the same. I didn't have the Lex Luger thing. I just had Randy Savage as the runner-up, and he just automatically got the number one contenders slot. I will be doing it differently in this save. I'm a little bit biased. Randy Savage was my favorite wrestler. It's more than likely that he will go into some sort of match with Lex Luger to earn the right to face Yokozuna at WrestleMania. I haven't 100% decided who's going to come out of that on top, so don't think it's definitely going to be Savage. I might decide to go with Yoko as champion for a while, and now Hogan's back, I might even decide to do something with him. So please give a like and subscribe, and comment down below if you've enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all again soon. Take care. Goodbye.